I was going to talk about the F-18 and how it was built and manufactured by McDonnell Douglas back in the 70s, and then Boeing took it over in the 90s. But while I was doing some research, I found something else. Ladies and gentlemen, I found the AIM-174, which can only be carried on the F-18s created by Boeing, which is the E and the F variant, or the Super Hornet variant. Now, what's the AIM-174, you ask? Well, originally it was an SM-6, or Standard Missile 6, which is a surface-to-air capable missile that they mounted on an F-18 for air-to-air capabilities. And I'm sure you're wondering, great, well, it's just a surface-to-air missile that's mounted on an air-to-air vehicle for an air-to-air configuration. What's so different about it? Well, it uses something a little bit different. When you're doing air-to-air combat, you're going to use something like an AIM-9 Sidewinder, which is a heat-seeking missile, or you would use an AIM-7 Sparrow, which is radar-seeking, which has a maximum range of up to about 28 miles. Still beyond visual range, but within radar range. The AIM-174 can fire from outside of radar range. This thing has a maximum capability of 150 miles. This is what it looks like when it's mounted on the Boeing F-18, and I know what you're thinking. If it fires up to 150 miles and it can be used beyond radar range, how in the world do you find a target to shoot this at? I have the answer. So to use beyond visual range, you would just use your radar. Easy peasy, not a problem. Pick a target, confirm if it's a friendly or a foe, and fire the missile, and it goes. Once you have a good lock, you're good to go. For beyond radar range, you need a scout or a spotter. So an F-15 or an F-35 Lightning II would fly out of your radar range, pick a target, and would radio back to you. It would tell you to fire. And when that AIM-174 leaves the radar range of the F-18, the F-35 or the F-15 can pick it up on its radar and its telecommunications package, and it can guide that missile where it needs to go for that target. Now, the newest one, the AIM-174 Bravo, has only been around since 2021. I couldn't find any more information on the previous iteration or if there was a previous iteration, so this is pretty new technology. But could you imagine being like a Russian MiG-29 and you've got an F-35 or an F-15 in your sights and you're like, ha, yes, I've got them now. And then a telephone pole just comes from over the horizon and smokes you at Mach Jesus. Yeah, this thing goes Mach 3.5 for as long as it needs to go. That's a fast missile. That is cooking. And not only that, but it's a 15.5-foot long missile with a 140-pound warhead on it. That's going to do some damage. You're not walking away from that. While I was double checking my notes and doing some editing, I found this graphic. I don't know if it's accurate or not, but that's the AIM-174. That's nuts. Anyway, that's your brief history for today. We'll do the F-18 tomorrow.